Make no mistake about it. Whether you recognize it or not, there is a real spiritual war going on. And we know that our God is supreme over any and every force of evil that would dare oppose him, and that this war will end with God as the victor. And he proved that when he rose Jesus from the dead. Yet the enemy doesn't accept that and lay still. He doesn't rest, and he doesn't give up. He's a sore loser. He hates God, and he hates his people. And though he's lost this war and knows that one day Jesus is going to crush him, he would love nothing more than in the meantime to see God's people absolutely wreck themselves and everything that they touch and hold dear. Pastor Mike, again, he said it last week that the family unit, the household, is a pillar of creation. God designed society to function on the bedrock of the family unit. So when the family thrives and honors God and functions as God designed it to, society generally thrives along with it and benefits. And God's people generally also thrive. When the family breaks and rebels against God's design and worships at the feet of self rather than at the feet of Christ, society bends and it warps and it comes apart, and as does the church by effect. So it's no coincidence that Paul places a discussion about the family unit right here before a discussion on spiritual warfare. Because one of the greatest battlefields in the Christian life is in the household. Perhaps some of the most precious and valuable ground to maintain for Christians that the enemy would love to watch us slowly lose is the ground upon which our families are built. And if ever there was a time and a place to take up a sword and point it at the enemy and say, if you want to do this, you're going to die. If ever there is a time to risk your life to fight evil, it's for your household. Satan would love nothing more than to see your marriage dissolve. He'd love nothing more than to watch you damage your kids or watch someone else damage your kids, whether emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually. He'd love to have you view your kids as your enemy, as the thing that's in your way of you living the life that you think you ought to live. The devil would love nothing more than for our children to dishonor their parents and rebel against their godly example. He would love nothing more than for your household to crack because of sin or lack of self-control or lack of discipline, the worship of self, in any other possible way he can wreck your family's life. He would love to do that. So no, this is not just some advice from the Apostle Paul about how he thinks your family should function as a good rule of thumb or good advice or whatever. This is written for all of our instruction as God's commands to us in order to protect and to preserve the family unit against external attack and against implosion in this great and awful war that is raging between good and evil. And you and I, husbands and future husbands, wives, future wives, parents, future parents, children, workers, employees, members of this church, we are all absolutely enlisted in this fight.